Modifying the surface properties of materials can further enhance the illusion of depth in 3D models. Surface properties determine the roughness of a material's surface, and PhotoWorks lets you simulate different textures not achievable through textural materials. In order to change the appearance of a material's surface and give it some depth, we'll use a bump map. Bump maps are tileable grayscale images that can be placed next to each other over and over to form a pattern or texture. PhotoWorks software interprets the white areas of the image as high points and black areas as low points. In this example, I've applied a couple of materials to the model. However, I want a portion of the model to have some kind of texture, so I'm going to apply a knurled surface finish. To do this, I must first select the area of the model where the knurled texture will be applied. For this example, I want to apply the texture to just a portion of this face. As of now, notice this area is all one face, but I've created a sketch that will be used to split the face. Once it's split, we can apply the texture to the newly created face within this area. To do this, I'll pre-select the sketch in the Feature Manager, then go to the Insert Curve drop-down menu and select Split Line. This will bring up the Split Line Property Manager. There are two things that need to be satisfied to split the face: the sketch and the face that you want to split. Since I pre-selected the sketch, it is already entered into the Property Manager. In the other selection box, I'll just select the face I want to split and use the Single Direction option. When I click OK, the face will be split. Now I will apply a material to the interior area by selecting the face graphically and then opening the material editor. Once I've selected the material, I'll go to the Surface Finish tab and select Knurled. The amplitude slider will adjust the height of each of the bumps. Entering a negative value will create dimples in the surface instead of bumps. The scale slider adjusts the size of each bump or dimple, and the blend feature will adjust how well each bump will blend into the surrounding surface. As you make changes, the preview window will update accordingly. The other surface options work in the same manner. However, if you don't see the type of surface finish you want, you can designate an image file to be used as a texture. To do this, you would select the From File option and then click on the Browse button that appears. The last thing I will do is to adjust the color of the material so that it has a more realistic look. Once I've made all the necessary changes, I'll click Apply and render the model.